Hello, Wealthy Wives and friends. This is Cindy Sophia, author of Wealthy Wife, Meeting, Dating, and Marrying a Rich Man, as well as the founder of the Wealthy Wife Academy. How are you doing today, Wealthy Wives and friends? Today, I want to talk on the topic of being a wealthy wife. And here's my question for you. Do you honestly have what it takes to be a wealthy wife? Because so often when people get caught up in the concept of being a wealthy wife, it's because they see all the stuff, all the beautiful homes and the cars and the shoes and the hair and the clothes and the travel and the food and the events and the walking red carpets and whatever all that stuff is they see. And they think, gosh, her life looks amazing. I want to experience what she experiences. I want to be married to a rich or wealthy man. And what you guys don't understand so often is there's a ton of work that goes on behind the scenes when you are married to an affluent man. When you are part of a power couple, when you are part of a rich, which hopefully will eventually become a wealthy couple, there is a ton of work that goes on behind the scenes. Because you as that spouse, the wife and partner of this man, you have a position that you're playing in that couple. And most times it is going to be your CEO of the household. Like I said, he may be running all the various businesses, doing different things in reference to, being the front man, so to speak. But there are things that need to be taken care of behind the scenes that need to run very smoothly so the operation of your family corporation happens smoothly. And this weekend, like I said, I spent the time, I show pictures there. I've got pictures up on my Wealthy Wife Instagram page, Wealthy Wife Academy Instagram page. I spent the weekend, like 4 days, Thursday through Monday, with my mentor, his family, and this group that I belong to in reference to wealth building. It's a private wealth building group. We were there in Atlanta to actually honor our mentor. He received an award on Saturday as an economic influencer. Fantastic event. Very, very proud of him. He was a well-deserved award. But also over the course of this weekend, we had training all weekend, and we're discussing different business deals, different things we actually are doing as a group. During this process, there's a ton of behind the scene things that need to be done. Making sure that the group is eating, making sure that we have our breaks, making sure that, that there's stuff there to eat and to drink and to keep us fueled and alert so that we can actually be present with our teacher and our guide, our mentor. And also, making sure there's some additional things being done, in reference to our group, because there's also additional paperwork we need to fill out and things we need to do that need to be handled. While he was actually talking, his wife was handling those things for him as well. So, and like I said, I know he does listen to the videos, my audios, and I hope, that his wife doesn't mind, because she really is very much quiet and behind the scenes. I mean, she's this beautiful, absolutely wonderful woman. I enjoy her so much. So I hope he doesn't mind me sharing a little information about her, and hope she doesn't mind either, because I just honor this woman so much and for all that she does. And his daughter and his mother as well are there to assist. But it's wonderful to watch, and I talk about this so often, guys. Most affluent men love being married. And not now, some marriages are love matches, some marriages are business agreements. I don't know, the dynamics of everybody's marriage out there in reference to the world of wealthy wife and wealthy couples. But it's a team effort. This is something that they have come together, sat down, and discussed, and probably have regular discussions on a regular basis. I'm not just talking about my mentor and his wife, but I'm just saying affluent couples, rich couples. Because as the dynamics shift and change in the relationship, especially if you're with a man who has actually built stuff from the ground up, the dynamics change. The risk change, the challenges change, and in this case, now, he's brought in this group of people that he's now working with, or he's also building with in reference to prosperity and growth and business and other things, which also going to change the dynamics of their household, their family, what goes on with them. So the adjustments have to be made overall, meaning she had to make adjustments to this new group of people. Her daughter had to make adjustments to this new group of people. They're bringing in others now to be a part of their collective, so to speak. That takes conversation between you and the gentleman that you are with. That means you have to have confidence, great communication skills, confidence, the ability to understand what the big picture is, and not allow your ego, your emotions, and your feelings to get in a position where they're going to interfere with what can be something very, very beneficial for you and your family and your continued prosperity and growth. Do you have what it takes to be that kind of woman? Now, before I get too far into this, let's go into our mantra, because I didn't do it yesterday. Let's do the mantra. Those of you that are wealthy wife family, tribe members have been with me for a while, you know the drill. Those of you that are new to Wealthy Wife, the family and tribe, I want to say welcome and thank you for joining us. Here's how the mantra goes. I need you sitting someplace comfortable. Feet flat on the ground, back straight. I want you breathing very easily, very normally. So once again, just allowing yourself to relax. I want you to drop your shoulders, relax your shoulders. Relax your face and jaw. Now would you take a deep breath with me, breathing in. Let it go. Say it with me. I am a wealthy wife. I am a wealthy wife. And I am a wealthy wife. Once again, breathing very easily. Make sure your shoulders, jaw, and face are relaxed. And I want you to take one more deep breath with me, breathing in. Let it go. I am a wealthy wife. Once again, ladies and the gentlemen that also listen, this is a powerful, powerful statement, because once again, you are declaring and claiming your space, your place in the world. You have decided that you're no longer willing to settle for mediocrity. You're no longer willing to just settle for just anything. You're going to step up and truly take control of your life in a way that's going to be very beneficial financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically, in reference to you and those who have the honor and privilege to walk alongside you, with you, and potentially be guided by you. Like I said, a wealthy wife is a woman who truly is prepared to do great things. And that doesn't always have to be something out there like on center stage and front stage and making things happen, that front person all the time. It is the behind the scene things, as I was mentioning in reference to my mentor's wife. Like I said, she's beautiful. She really is. She's a wonderful person. I had a chance to speak with her this past weekend. And there's a lot that goes into being part of a wealthy couple. You guys think you have it rough when you're just dating everyday men, which once again, you guys know there's no shade being thrown. None, because I do love men, absolutely. And I respect any man that's out there handling his business. And maybe he chooses not to become wealthy because that's not a desire of his. I respect that decision. Not the kind of person I can date because of my particular desires and needs and the drive that I have within my life to do things that I desire to do. I need a man in my life who is driven and, is making things happen and doing great things. That is the right partner for me. But if you thought it was challenging, if you're just dating the average Joe who works, the 10 to 7 job and, hangs out on the weekends, if you think that's challenging, go ahead and put yourself in a position where you actually are dealing with an individual who runs multiple businesses, who has, to deal with all the headaches and aggravations of just the grind that comes into being a wealthy person, handling employees, making business deals, dealing with other people coming after you. Like I said, because when you are on the top tier, people are gunning for you because they want your position. Because for some dumb reason, people still keep assuming that there's only a handful of spaces available to be truly successful and to enjoy wealth. It's actually unlimited, but most people don't want to do the work to acquire it because it is a ton of work. It requires self-awareness, self-evaluation, confidence, self-discipline, self-mastery, and the ability to have a very, very thick skin and not be swayed by the opinion of other people. So let's get back to the topic. Do you really have what it takes to be a wealthy wife? Like I said, because so many of you are like, because I even when I ask a simple question or I put out there, when you're dating an affluent man or married to an affluent man, cook a meal for the man. Make the man a sandwich every now and then. And I've had women come back and say, I'm not going to, cook for somebody, or I'll do that when he's paying my bills. You really have got it backwards, just so you know. Okay? Because I'm talking about once in a blue moon. Because if you're part of an affluent couple, there's a good chance you're going to have a private chef taking care of your household, your food for you anyway. And if you're really part of a wealthy couple, you have a household staff that takes care of your shit. Okay? Housekeepers, gardeners, drivers, security, household manager, your major domo, whatever. You got people doing that stuff for you. Just saying. So, but when I put it out there, women get all indignant, not every woman, but they get indignant like, oh my God, I would never, because they feel that's a position of servitude. Well, baby girl, life is about servitude to some extent. If you're not the one out there building the business, making the money directly, because you're part of the process of a successful couple, that wife's position is incredibly important. That queen position is super duper important because she is the foundation. She is a security. She is the peace that makes it possible for him to go out there and do battle. Once again, if you guys never dated seriously successful men, you don't know what he goes through on a regular basis. It is not easy being a businessman. It is not easy running corporations. Like I said, you've got the board of directors to deal with. You've got your investors to deal with. You've got your employees. You've got your senior staff. You've got the media, human, just period. It's a lot of responsibility that rides on the shoulder of somebody who's running businesses. And most of these men have multiple businesses that they are a part of. So having a partner that stands next to him, because she's not behind him, she's not under him, she's not over him per se, but she's with him. When it's a great marriage, it's a great business partnership, so to speak, because marriage is a business contract. An agreement to come together to become one, not losing yourself entirely in that one, but understanding that you are joined together to do this together, to succeed, fail, whatever, together. And thrive and flourish together. So when women are talking about the fact that, because I know that most women, if they have been asked by their spouse, okay, babe, we're going to do this event. Okay, I'm going to have all these people come in. We're going to have like 60 some odd people come in, and we need to put together logistics of how we're going to do this, because we can't leave to go out to find food because we're in the middle of nowhere. For the most part, we can't just get in cars and go to restaurants, eat, because it's going to be taking away precious time from training and teaching and questions and paperwork and stuff that we got to do, because this was just what it was, training and a business meeting. Also, we were, like I said, talking in reference to business deals and things that we have going on. This was about a lot of stuff. So we weren't going to be leaving the building. So can you handle the logistics? Make sure that we got, the water, make sure we got the food, make sure we got snacks, make sure we have, everything runs smoothly, and we have all the stuff we need. Paper towels, all the shit that you need. And in addition to that, can you be there to answer a few questions if needed, as needed? Because once again, it's a partnership. She's aware of what goes on in reference to the business and what's going to be taking place on that weekend. That's a discussion that a couple has. So while he is handling his part of it, the training, the questions, the leadership that he offers, and she is handling the logistics. So many women would not do that because they would feel it was beneath them. She should be up there on that stage with him. She should be a presence. She needs to be seen and heard too. It's like, okay. And that's why some women are going to be single forever, just so you know. They don't understand what partnership is. There is nothing demeaning about you being that CEO that runs that household. There's nothing demeaning about being that person who has your specialty and you run the logistics of certain things in reference to that relationship. Like I said, this was 4 days of dealing with a ton of people. Our group was, like I said, about 60 of us there, and we came in from all across the country to be present for this training and to be present to be there to support him as he received, him and his family as he received this award. This is truly, this group is so amazing. I kid you guys not. I choose very carefully where I place my energy, just so you guys should know that by now. If you've been following me long enough in Wealthy Wife and follow me long enough here on YouTube, I am very conscious of the decisions that I make, because one, I'm old enough to understand that I've been through trial and error. I have gone to individuals for leadership and didn't do enough research and was led astray, but that was my fault for not digging deeper. Sometimes, not always, but I take responsibility for the ups and downs in my life. Absolutely. Sometimes you don't know what you know till you don't know it. Sometimes you go in hoping and it's not quite what you expected. And it's okay, because even in those moments, there are still lessons gained that are beneficial. But when I met this gentleman, and he was so crazy, I told him this. I was like, you know what? I'm going to tell you a secret. And when I was looking, I think I've mentioned this on different audios and videos, when I was looking for my next mentor, the next person to invest, because dear hearts, I spend money, I invest money to be in this man's presence, to have this man's teachings, to be present on the track of the things that he's doing, and that we are to expand my abilities and my knowledge and making me even better. Because while I guess I know a lot, there's still stuff I don't know, obviously, because I can't know everything. So I was very specific when I put my prayer out and made my declaration for my next mentor, who I was going to study under, because I don't just study under anybody. I don't. I need to see somebody who actually has the capability, the compassion, the drive, the determination, and the wisdom to be a great leader. Because a great leader is somebody who leads by example, not just by a bunch of conversation. So when I put and I was very specific, I'm not going to tell you guys what exactly I said, but I have some very specific things I was looking for my next mentor. And they weren't just typical standard things. I was specific. And I told him, I shared this with him, in a message, in a conversation. I was like, I'm going to tell you a secret. I go, before I met you, was very specific with the universe. I made my declarations as to what I was looking for my next mentor. I go, and within 3 weeks, you popped up. He randomly pops up, because you can actually follow him on Instagram. He's on Instagram. Don't know, guys, I couldn't tell you how. I couldn't tell you what drew me to this individual. I don't remember, because it's been over a year. Not quite a year and a half, 15 months maybe, when I first discovered him. And I had specific language, guys. I was specific. There are certain words and certain topics I needed this man, my next mentor, and I wanted a man, my next mentor, to say, because I would know that this was the person I was looking for. And some, like, listening to him for a few weeks, and in a comment, he was talking about a particular topic, and he used the wording that I was looking for, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, really? I was like, let me listen a little bit longer. And now at this point in time, I'm in the stage where my father is we're coming to the end of his life. So I wasn't doing a lot of participation and stuff in reference to this individual, but I was definitely, so I guess it's been a little over a year and a half then. But I was listening. When I had the time to listen to his lives, listen to his information, I would get on. And then a couple opportunities came up, and one of them I had to let go of, because once again, in reference to my things with my father, I was focusing on my father. But as time was presenting itself, other opportunities happened that were going to allow me to actually have him as my mentor, so to speak. And I jumped on those opportunities. And it has just been such a magnificent ride ever since. And I've said this before, some things I'm learning I will be incorporating into Wealthy Wife, because they're very important things that a woman needs to know if she's going to truly be part of a seriously successful couple. And in that space, what I'm sharing it today is the fact that, do you have what it takes to literally be in partnership with the wealthy man or an affluent man? Could you be the person who actually is doing the behind the scenes stuff? Could you be the one who's going to handle that grunt work, so to speak? Because trying to keep 60 odd people fed and making sure you got all the stuff and moving parts together, and making sure security's doing what they're supposed to do, moving those moving parts behind the scenes, it's not glamorous. Now, having the chance to be present at the awards ceremony, absolutely. And his family looked incredible. I mean, they walked in, it was like, yes, royalty was in the house. It was beautiful to watch. But those are not the everyday moments when you're married to an affluent man, when you're part of a wealthy couple. Those are the icing on the cake moments. Do you have what it takes? Do you have the confidence? Do you have the patience? Do you have the discipline to learn what you need to learn, to be present, to truly be a helpmate? Because he's a helpmate to you. And that term may offend somebody, but you know what? Here's a kicker. They've got you guys, your brains so twisted over different things. Like it's this whole movement of, every woman trying to be men and men trying to act like women. And I don't know what the fuck's going on. Some of that stuff, just the feminine and the masculine and everything's all screwed up. And you guys already know where I stand on that thing. I'm definitely much a woman. I'm definitely much into the feminine. I love the masculine. I love men. I have no desires. I am not anywhere, shape, or form in any doubt about my position in reference to how I choose to represent myself in this world. And I attract to me the type of men that are pretty much, or actually not pretty much, but are secure in their positioning. And every now and then I do run across some that are kind of figuring it out, but whatever. I'm like, you know what, you go do you, because I have no time for confusion. You need to be rock solid because you will disintegrate in my presence. You know what I'm saying? Because I am that creator's energy. There is that furnace and fire that burns inside of me that produces that energy that comes out of me to help a man prosper and grow. Because when I am in my right position, it automatically prospers him. Remember, I am the creative space. I am the space that he can come into and pour his energy and his ideas, and I'm going to offer him back solutions and ways to help him build as well. We work together as a team. And that goes for my romantic relationships, my business partnerships, with my children, because I am also that space for my sons in reference to when they have to come back and ask questions. I support my sons' dreams. My sons are all very distinctly different people, and they have different dreams and different goals and things they want to do with their lives. I always encourage my sons to go for it. They're men, they're builders, they're conquerors. That's what they do. So do you have what it takes to be able to be in that position to assist without having to have all the accolades be on you? Do you have what it takes to sometimes take that back seat, so to speak, and allow your man to shine? To celebrate with him? Like I said, becoming a wealthy wife, it's work, guys. It takes work, and you have to be so rock solid on who you are. Relationships are perfect? Hell no. You're talking about two human beings coming together. No relation. You don't even how well matched people may be. There's still going to be disagreements periodically, and that's where communication skills and respect come in. I told you, you guys know this by now. If you're coming here and listening to the videos, if you're working with me directly through master classes on my student or private client, you already know I'm not going to sugarcoat this stuff for you guys. And you guys know I go well beyond just the surface shit. I mean, like I said, what is that saying? You can put pig on a lipstick, it's still a pig. Put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. You can dress up everything. I'm not calling anybody a pig, just so you know. And that's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, I'm not going to give you just the deception that, you can just do all this external stuff and not work on the internal you and have success. It's not going to be lasting success. So if you honestly have the desire to be part of an affluent couple, and I mention this because I think I posted some stuff on Instagram, that every man, with the exception of one, that went up on that stage who was married, and the one who didn't mention it, I do know his wife does play a very important role in his life because I follow him on Instagram, and I see her, and I see the stuff that they do together, that he does showcase her periodically, but she's another one who's pretty much behind the scenes. So I know how relevant she is in reference to him doing what he's doing, and he's highly successful as well. But every other man, with the exception of one, got up on that stage and they paid homage to their wives and their daughters. Everyone except for one. Like I said, he just didn't for whatever reason. They're a partnership. And these are women that made it possible for these men to thoroughly fly. I'll say this, which I was saying earlier, I didn't finish. Affluent men, rich and wealthy men, marriage is a great thing for them. And it can be for the wife too, when she understands how to communicate with her husband. When they understand to both sit down together and have conversations. When they understand how to honor and nourish what makes each one of them great, and to be in a position to also understand the things that they may need to work on individually, can be done in a safe space. Because sometimes what happens is women who get themselves in a relationship, they don't have the confidence to be with a really dynamic man. And once again, you have to be rock solid in yourself to deal with some of these men, because they're very intense personalities. I say this often because it's the truth. They have to be intense. They have to be somebody who really can take the pressure that comes from society, that comes from people are going to come for you. You know this as a woman who is successful, and as a man, and especially a man of color, it's even more so. And that's a fact. I'm not just making this up to, to put anything out there, sideways and crazy. It's a fact. So do you have what it takes? What are you doing to work on you eternally? What are you doing to make sure that your confidence is rock solid? Because if you're not careful and you allow yourself to get swept away by a man of this caliber and of that kind of intensity, if you're not rock solid, he will devour you. Not on purpose, not intentionally, in no way, shape, or form to hurt you or harm you, just simply because they consume a ton of energy. So would you have what it takes to be beside a man that dynamic? Because I said this again, my mentor's wife, trust and understand and know, she is a fireball in and to and of herself. She can hold her own, no questions about it. And that goes with lots of them. I talk about Marjorie Harvey in reference to Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey is a very intense man. He had the capacity to just devour people. Once again, that's not on purpose. It's just the fact that they have this hunger to grow. They are expansive. They are expanding. And in that expansion, it's going to basically consume everything around them if they don't have somebody there to also monitor them and guide them and also understand how to help them notch it down a few notches periodically. And in honor and respect and love of a woman who has that capacity for them, they give her the world. They give her the world. He will love you in ways that you could never imagine possible. Like I said, they're not the easiest relationships to be in at times. But in due time, things definitely get easier. But you must be willing to do the work on you. And you must have that self-awareness, understand what your needs are and what your limitations are. How would you, be honest, how would you deal with a man who's that intense? Most women can't handle it because next thing they want to fight with him. They want to argue with him because they need to be heard. It's like, baby girl, he's probably asking you or trying to find a way to express to you what's going on inside of him so that you can actually be of assistance. But it may not come out all sweet and pretty because women still expect men to speak like women. They don't. They're men. Do you have the capacity to, once again, reel yourself in and just long enough to say, you know what, hon, I hear you. Just so you know, no way, shape, or form am I looking to argue with you. I'm listening. What's on your mind? And even if you want to punch him in his throat because he has said something that's pissed you off, you want to go like, okay, but you're a woman. You can pull it back for a second and go, you know what? Okay. Because you should know your man. When you've had no time to spend time with somebody and you have really taken time to get to know them, you can hear. I used to hear that when the guys, my long-term relationships, I knew when they were wound up. And I knew the triggers. I understood. I knew the body language. I knew the tone of voice. I knew after the first 3 words what I was walking into if their energy was off. And then I knew accordingly what I needed to do to bring that back to balance, so to speak, to bring it back just enough that I would be able to walk in to that energy space and not get wiped out by it. That takes awareness. That takes patience. That also takes not taking things personal. Now, no way is that mean allowing somebody to be disrespectful, because that's never going to happen. Okay, let's be clear. But I'm just saying, sometimes you have to understand that it's not about you. Once again, self-discipline, self-mastery, knowing yourself, and then having the wisdom and the self-respect and the confidence to be able to, like I said, just be with him and say, listen, okay, I got it. You're upset today. Okay, now let me just stop you just a second. I've told you guys before in other audios what I would do with the one I was with for 10 years. Okay, you're upset. I hear you. All right, here's the question before you go any further. I just need to know something that I was supposed to do that you asked me to do that I didn't do. If so, I apologize. If it's not me, then back it up a bit and let me know what's going on. You want to talk? I'm here to listen. If you don't want to talk and you just want to rant and rage, I go, you can do that too. Just don't rant and rage at me because I didn't cause it. Or even better, get back on the phone and talk to the person to set you off. Or, third option, I can leave until you calm down. What would you like me to do? Because I'm here for you. I'm here to listen. But I'm not able to listen when you're like just, in attack mode. So how may I assist you? Like I said, ladies, a man will give you the fucking world if you understand how to walk by his side. And he'll be there to support your goals, your dreams, and your desires too. This is not, because sometimes we get confused and think it's about self-sacrifice. It's not about self-sacrifice. If it's going to benefit him, he's going to prosper. It automatically benefits you. You're part of the deal. Hello? Couplehood, coupleship. It involves collaboration. It involves complementary energies that create a harmonious situation that helps both of you thrive. That's part of being a couple. That's why so many couples fail nowadays. People have no idea how to be part of a couple because people are so damn selfish nowadays. Me, 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 me. I need to be heard. I gotta hear my voice. He better understand. He better know. What does he need to know when you don't even fucking know? What's he need to know? Tell me, please. What? Relationships require a level of maturity that starts with each of us learning and knowing ourselves. So I ask the questions all the time, the Wealthy Wife 3. Who are you? What do you want? And why? You can't go out there looking at a woman's life and coveting a woman's marriage or relationship because it looks all good on the gram when you don't know what goes on behind the scenes to make that thing work. And it may not even be working for all you know. It may be coming to an end because, once again, you don't know the behind the scenes situation. So instead of coveting somebody else's relationship, learn yourself. So I have opened up private tutoring again. I wasn't going to do it, but you know what? End of year. I want to end this year strong for some of you. I really do. Because 2020 is a huge year. 2020 really is about having perfect vision and putting yourself into alignment with receiving the things that you desire because you're willing to work for them and do what you need to do to become the best version of you. So if you are interested in private tutoring, learning more about it, go to my link, click on the link below, and set up a time and date for a private interview. Remember, this is an interview, all right? I like to work with really, really dynamic women. I have clients that are doing incredibly well. I have clients who are watching some of their biggest dreams come true right now, and they're blown away by it. They're at all different phases, just so you know, because once again, it's been based upon your starting point as to how quickly you will reach your goals, well, some of your goals, but they will start happening once you get yourself in alignment with what it is you desire and are honest with yourself. So if you want to finish out this year and position yourself to be able to really take advantage of next year's energy, because next year is a powerful year. This has been a crazy year in reference to endings and closings and self, like just shit popping up in people's face, like, oh, what's this? Where'd this come from? This has been a year really tearing down old paradigms, so to speak, to set you up to be able to live in a new level of energy that can really benefit your life in a beautiful way. But you've got to get to the bullshit first. So if you're telling me, because I get plenty of you that email me and tell me, and I appreciate this and I love this about you, that you want to be part of that, you want to learn how to become a wealthy wife, you want to become, a better version of yourself. I honor that. But you've got to do more than just talk about it, because it doesn't happen by just having conversation. You must take action steps. You must. It's absolutely necessary. You have to take action. Because you can talk and 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 talk until your head falls off. The universe is going to listen to you, but it's not going to do anything because you're not doing anything with it. So if you're ready, and I mean for real ready, not just still thinking about it, but you have honestly sat here and listened to me long enough and understand, if you have some benefit from the audios, imagine what can happen when you work with me directly. And I hadn't even discussed with you guys what happened in reference to Wealthy Wife. I told you guys there's a big change coming. I still can't go into the details of it because it's still in this process of being put together. But, like a news view. Pretty awesome shit coming down. I'm excited. I'm so excited. But anyway, enough. If you're ready, go ahead, click on the link, and schedule your interview with me. I adore you guys. You know that. I come here and share this with you because I want you to be great. I want you to live the lives that you see inside your heads, but maybe too scared to live. You cannot be afraid of life. Please, you cannot be afraid of life. I'm telling you, from the other side, it's a beautiful space to be in. When you are actually watching the visions, your dreams, your desires, even things you didn't realize you wanted, but are going to benefit you on such a grand scale that you kind of go, whoa, I didn't even realize that was part of my process, but yes, I receive it. Thank you. And to know that there are great men out there that are looking for you, ladies. Like I said, I was at this event and I saw men there from all age brackets. In the group that I'm part of, one of the beautiful things about it is we have men there in their 20-somethings that are putting together their headspace, putting together their lives, learning how to become wealthy men. Not just rich men, wealthy men. They're setting up the things and skill sets they need to be able to secure a future that they may not even have just yet. They don't have wives and kids, for in the case for some of them. Some of them do. And the women, and here's a kicker, the group still, the men outnumber the women. There are a handful of women in this group, and they are fabulous women. I'll tell you that right now, they're fabulous. But I've noticed that there are still more men than women. That goes to show how much they want to be able to step up and hold a space for you. Stop waiting. I love you and adore you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.